Hello everybody, welcome to day 2 of our trip. Today we will cover leaving Shillong at peak hours, driving to Phe Phe Falls and then driving over to Dawki before making a last push to Mawlynnong, the cleanest village of Asia. First we ate the breakfast that the caretakers at our homestay prepared for us the previous night. Then we packed our stuff into the car and headed into town by 7:30, where we were met with a huge traffic jam as every cab in the city was out to drop kids at schools. It might have been wiser to leave a little earlier. After squeezing through heavy traffic, we hit beautiful open roads that led to Phe Phe Falls. It was a 2.5-hour drive, out of which the last 10 minutes was off-road. It was very beautiful and easy to drive through when we visited in January. Soon we approached the valley, where we finally got a glimpse of the waterfall snuggled between the mountains. After a quick leg stretch, we made our way down to the bottom of the waterfall.
How is it?
Yeah, it's going down is nice, but I don't know. While coming up, let's see how it is.
And why is she trekking down? It's for this. One of the nicest falls in Meghalaya. Phe Phe Falls. In local language, paradise.
This trek, although full of steps, is definitely on the challenging sides for elders, and our grandfather chose not to join us. The trek down has pretty spots everywhere. We stopped multiple times to click pictures. The sheer size of the waterfall doesn't quite strike you till you reach the bottom, and the color of the water is turquoise and beautiful, which was very pretty to look at. There was the option to swim in it, but the water was too cold for us to even consider it, unfortunately. After spending some time taking in the sights, we decided to trek back up and hit the road to Dawki. We stopped at one of the few restaurants we found on the highway with decent reviews called Kibo. The mutton dish was not great, but the momos and noodles were pretty good. After our fairly average meal, we hit the road again and found ourselves amidst the longest truck convoy we had ever seen. They were parked along the roadside and filled with stones. Anyway, we finally started seeing glimpses of the Brahmaputra river, and before long, we were at the entrance to Dawki. There was a BSF post that was watching over the India-Bangladesh border, which was a bunch of pebbles that you can see here. They were strictly making sure no one crosses the border from either side. Then we made our way over to the boats to look at Dawki's beautiful clean waters, and oh my god, it was beautiful. You could see the bottom of the river at most points. You could see the fishing lines and the traps made by the locals underwater. It was a very different experience. Our boatman told us that it looks much better in November and December when the rains improve the cleanness or clarity of the water. He then rowed us about 100 meters upstream where we saw rapids and made a quick U-turn before heading back. This was a very pleasant experience, and for everyone who feels like staying here longer, there are options to camp, scuba dive and dive into the water from rocks a couple meters high. After absorbing the views for one last time, we left Dawki and headed for Mawlynnong, Asia's cleanest village. It was a fairly desolate route and it quickly became dark on our way there, but the roads were great and we made it at about 6:30, but at which point it was already pitch dark. We arrived at Greenwood Homestay, which was a cozy wooden cottage with the funky looking but very clean attached bathroom. It also has a small balcony or chill out spot, although it is not very private given the balcony of the cottage next to you is very close. We momentarily paused here to freshen up before heading out to the village at about 7 p.m. in hopes of finding dinner.
We are coming to eat at Dap Bayang restaurant in Mawlynnong village.
Every restaurant we visited was closed and there was no one outside to guide us.
So we have encountered a very stupid problem in the middle of all of this. Every place that looks open is actually closed. This Mawlynnong village, no place, we don't know which place is open, which place is closed. Some people are sleeping at 7 o'clock in the restaurant, so it seems like it's closed. So we have run into weird issues and now we have just settled for a random place with food.
And there's no internet connection.
And there's no internet connection and it's very difficult to navigate within Mawlynnong village.
So this is omelette thali and this is chicken thali.
That was it for day 2 of our trip. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Please consider subscribing if you find video summaries like this helpful.